My name's Arjuna Arda, and I'm the founder of Awakening Coaching. I was out in my little tiny town of Nevada City today, having a coffee and wandering around. It's such a beautiful place. And I went into a store owned by a friend, actually to buy a birthday present for my wife. It's coming up. And we were chatting a little bit, and I said, "How are you?" And she said, "Oh, I feel kind of down. I feel troubled by what's going on." I said, "Oh, what is going on?" And then she talked about the political climate today and how depressed she feels by what's happening. And of course, she was talking about our dear friend Donald Trump, who is providing us with so much entertainment these days. Of course, now everybody's really worried because he's no longer just entertaining. He actually might become the president. So we chatted a little bit, and she said, and we were ruminating, like, why is this guy so extremely popular? He's mostly running on, what some people might call racial bigotry. But anyway, he's certainly running on a kind of fed-up attitude. And she said, I guess he's attractive because so many people are having a hard time today. And I had to think for a minute, I can just say personally, I don't feel like I'm having a hard time. I feel I'm having the most spectacular human life that could be possible. Oh, how could I begin to tell you the splendor, the magnificence of being in this body on this planet at this time? I mean, don't get me started. I could go on all night telling you how great life is. I've got a fabulous, beautiful, wide, sexy, humorous wife. I've got 2 thriving kids. I've got an enlightened cat. I live in a beautiful house, blah, 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 blah. It's just everything is dripping honey, But it's not just that. I am very aware that for myself and pretty much everybody I know, we've never had it this good on planet Earth. I understand we've got challenges, we've got environmental challenges, the financial system is out of balance, but just look at the actual fabric of your day-to-day life. You eat food that was not available even to the kings of France. You have medicines that allow you to live today in good health into your 80s. And it's not just living a long time, to live in good health with plenty of energy into your 80s. We have iPhones that do ridiculous things that would be considered complete miracles just 20 years ago. You can access any information from anywhere on a handheld device. Oh my God. We've got cars that are comfortable to cruise around, go wherever you want, in warmth and comfort, with a seat warmer and a massager and goodness knows what else. The list goes on and on. We are living such a high standard of living. I understand there are certainly, I don't want to belittle, there are people today in Syria who fear for their lives. There are people today in other third world countries who can't afford basic survival. But don't let that fact that there is imbalance in the world cause you to fall into a story. This is my suggestion, that everybody's having a hard time. We are, most of us, not having a hard time. We're having the best time ever, right? The reason I wanted to say this is, in my opinion, in this political climate, gratitude, celebration, awe, and the corresponding, the only logical consequence to feeling overwhelmingly grateful, to feeling overwhelmingly privileged, the only logical consequence to that is a natural sense of service. Not a righteous sense of service, but a natural sense of everything's so great. What can I do to help? I'm good. I'm really good. I've got everything. How can I help? Now that, you see, in my opinion, and this is why I wanted to share this, because of this conversation I had today, that is probably the most revolutionary political action you can take today, is to be grateful, to be celebrating your good fortune, to be living at this time, to be optimistic, to realize that the proliferance of social media, YouTube, Facebook, etc., 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 we get angry, oh, now they're restricting our Facebook. Be grateful that we've got it, that you can put out a message and spread it to a whole bunch of people. We have better opportunities, in my opinion, to make a difference today than we ever had before. Social media has changed everything for all of us. We are no longer forced to listen to opinions just from the media or from totalitarian governments. We are able to spread memes of new understanding fairly freely. I understand Facebook only shares it with 6% of your friends, but still, you've got the chance today to have great ideas, positive ideas, brilliant ideas, grateful ideas, world-changing ideas, and to share them in a way that you could not before. We no longer live in a class-based society where only the son of the rich person gets education, a chance at things. Anybody with enough drive and dedication who works hard can get to do more or less anything in the society we live in. This is a fabulous time to be alive, an incredible time to be alive. The most revolutionary stand I believe you can take right now in this election season is radical, outrageous, nothing held back gratitude, celebration, and happiness. The people you may object to politically, the people you may feel are playing with people's fears, only have power because of people's fears. They only have power because of people's inherent sense of lack, of powerlessness, and of needing boundaries. The most revolutionary attitude we can take, the most revolutionary action you can take, is to be ecstatically happy, ecstatically grateful, ecstatically ready to make a difference, to see the best in everybody. That actually is what will be your strongest chance, in my opinion, of creating a new world. Now for me, because I don't know, because it's not even like I'm saying I'm special or more involved or something. I just wake up in the morning, as soon as I remember my life, I just feel incredibly lucky, right? Lucky is not the same as better than or superior. Lucky is just, I'm lucky. Who am I to deserve all this? I'm lucky. But here's the thing. If you allow yourself to feel lucky, you tend to see other people as lucky too. I go through my day meeting people and assuming they're having a great time because I'm having such a great time. I go into shops and I say, how's your day? Is it fun working here? I talk to people who do customer service on the phone. I say, where do you live? They say, I live in Costa Rica. I say, wow, Costa Rica, lucky you. What's that like? It becomes infectious, you see. It becomes infectious. Somehow I've just fallen into this myself. I teach this thing, awakening coaching, and it tends to create that kind of effect in people, But I've fallen into this myself, and I've realized it's a political stance. You could vote this way, you could vote this way, or you could just vote gratitude. You could just vote celebration. You could just vote, isn't this great? Whoever is feeling that way, whoever is encouraging other people to feel that way, is no longer subject to being manipulated by fear, by bigotry, by us against them, by fanaticism. To become fanatic, you have to feel disempowered. To become fanatic, you have to feel powerless and hopeless. When your life is already perfect, it's probably the most powerful political statement you can make today. I told you I'm the founder of a coaching school, so I'm very practical in this way. Let me offer a few little simple things you could do, just take a few minutes a day. Number one, when you wake up in the morning, Set an intention to do 3 to 5 things that day which will lift someone else. Just set your target on 3 to 5 people, and it could be appreciating someone's gift, telling them how much you appreciate what they give. That always lifts somebody's spirit. It could be thanking somebody for the contribution they've made. It could be telling somebody how much you love them or like them. Think about 3 to 5 people each day who you can lift their spirit. Set that as an intention in the morning. Second thing that's incredibly powerful is at night, when you go to sleep, there's a period of time, varies for different people, between when you switch off the light and when you actually go to sleep. For some people it's 2 minutes, for some people it's more like 20 minutes. I would suggest to you that you use that time to continuously say thank you to life. Thank you that I get to eat kiwi fruit that is grown a long way away. Thank you that I have this warm bed to sleep in. Thank you that I have a car that works well and gets me around. Many, many people don't have that. Thank you that I live in this nice house. Thank you. You can keep saying thank you until you fall asleep. It's a wonderful way to drop into sleep, and it will actually transform the way that you wake up in the morning. And finally, a third practice you can do once or twice or 3 times a day is to deliberately balance this view that we're having a hard time and everything's difficult. Find ways to celebrate. I even actually found ways to celebrate Trump because everybody's so upset about him. I found ways to say, isn't this great? This guy is coming with this kick-ass attitude, reminding us that we don't have to get embroiled in politics as usual. We can take a stand and say whatever we want, and we can be bold and don't care what people think about us. Now, we might want to apply that attitude to slightly different values, maybe, but still, he's demonstrating for us that you can stand up and be brazen and fearless and just say what you want, and you'll get away with it. Now, that's a good lesson. Find ways to balance this pervasive view of we're having a hard time, everything's difficult. That attitude is what makes us targets for political manipulation. You can't manipulate people who are happy, grateful, energized, and inspired and wanting to make a difference. Those people are free. Become a free man or woman today, and you will become the political cutting edge of a better world.